throwing money in a spiral. Every time the girl hear my song, yeah, turn her right into my hole.
On this floor, end up on that bed, rubbing through my head while I'm all between your legs. I'm in it from the front, back, side, girl,
We be throwing money in a spiral. Every time the girl hear my song, yeah, turn her right into my hole.
Talk your shit, Uzi. Talk your shit, Uzi.
I be blowing up like some pyro. Coupe 150, call it Cairo. If she left with me, she the right hoe. Man, she riding me like a BMX. Man, she said the D is for dino. I got 2 horns like a rhino. You could buy home, but I better mention where the slide though. Yes, I opened up the slide.
That shit right.
Now for the Lils, would this be considered bars?
Fuck no.
Nah, that ain't bars.
But it's for the Lils though. Like,
Nah, it ain't bars. It's just as good. It's a good vibe. You know what I mean? I think that's what it falls under.
why are y'all hesitant to give this credit for bars though? If it's bars for the Lil,
I mean,
I know Mr. Jay-Z and Hov. He ain't giving nobody credit for shit.
No goddamn bars.
This motherfucker looked at me. They can't see you, Nate. he cut his eyes like a mama in church. Shit. Sit your ass down in the back. As always, welcome back to the ITL podcast. I go by the name Johnny Will.
This is Nationwide Nate.
Cartier King cashing in.
And thank y'all for tuning into the Amateur Professionals. We got a good show lined up for y'all. I want to do some quick shout outs in the beginning. Of course, we'll get into some sports topics. We got a lot to talk about with these playoffs, and also with Nationwide, who believes him and Jay-Z are on the same page when it comes to gentrification. But first, I do want to send our condolences and say rest in peace to the great John Singleton. You know what? I've always known him for Boys in the Hood and stuff like that. I didn't know he worked on Too Fast, Too Furious. I had no idea he wrote Shaft. He got a lot of hood classics, but those wouldn't be movies you would consider black movies. But I'm happy that a black man wrote it and produced those and directed those movies. Question for you though. Do we have any of those type of movies that come out today that you'll be like, yo, this will be a hood classic? Or,
Black Panther.
Or has streaming interfered with what we consider a hood classic because we don't pay attention to things that are not mainstream? Like Netflix originals aren't mainstream, but I don't think hood classics are coming out on Netflix only.
Man, damn, that's a good question.
I mean, as far as like current day hood classics, I guess.
I can't think
See,
of
but
one
the thing
within
about
the
it is
last
that
2 or 3 years.
The production of movies kind of has. You can do so much more with so much less money that it doesn't feel like a hood classic, I think.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean? Because a lot of those hood classics, they got that low budget feel.
Oh, High too.
Man, fuck out.
is that even out?
Came on MTV on
Well,
420 or something.
Meet the Blacks, but I wouldn't call that a hood classic. Maybe Plug Love. You ever seen Plug Love?
I seen parts of it. I didn't sit down and watch the entire thing.
Make sure you watch some Plug Love, man. I do also, one more time, rest in peace, John Singleton, to make sure that I don't skip over that. But I also do want to give a shout out to kaliegh Garris, I believe is her name, for Black Excellence, goddammit, Miss Teen USA for 2019. And I saw that, and I saw the headline, and I don't know how I felt about the headline, congratulating her, and then immediately pointing to the fact that she wore her natural hair.
I'm glad. Fuck it.
I mean, I'm happy she wore it, but why can't she just be Miss Teen USA on her own? And why does it have to be? And she wore her natural. Why is it always a fascination with black women in their hair?
Well, I where was the headline from? Was it from a black source or?
Yeah,
a
was
source?
it?
What do you mean?
I think it
the
was
headline that you seen. Where was you reading that from?
I think it was from a black written article.
Well, okay. So I don't know who created the original headline, but if multiple publications pick it up and they all run with it.
Well, but if it started from a black.
Let me say this. I know Essence did it. Essence said she came through rocking her natural fro, and then people came through and said was wearing her natural curls. And then everybody else kind of ran with it. Today's Show did it. I mean, I feel where you're coming from, Johnny, But
I'm not even saying it's wrong. I just was
No, I
asking
know.
a question of like,
No, I
why
know.
was that immediately the?
that was one of the first things.
Yeah,
I guess because it's never been done.
Well,
You know, it's
That's
changing
true.
the stereo.
That's true.
It's changing the stereotype of what beauty is.
Yep.
You know, you think of Miss America as like the super nice, long, perfectly straightened, silked hair.
this
And
European woman, huh?
No, not necessarily. But just the hair is nice, straight, and done. You know, is that like
European
think about
standards of
every
beauty.
think about every time you've seen Miss America, they walk down the runway and like the wind hit their hair and it's blowing in the wind. You know what I mean, or in the fan. So, I just think it was something different and it looked good.
I don't know. I just was thinking like, so the Warriors beat the Cavs in the finals, but the conversation wasn't about the Warriors winning; it was about the Cavs losing. So kaliegh Garris won Miss Teen USA, and it wasn't even about her winning. It was the conversation. It was immediately about her and her natural hair. Now again, what Nationwide said, you know, it is dope that they calling it out to say, hey, this is beautiful too, but I want to see multiple headlines. I don't just want to see kaliegh Garris and her hair. Look at it, love it, whatever. You know, I mean, even if they saying love it, it's just like she won it for a reason, and it wasn't just natural hair.
Well, she's gonna get her credit. You know what I mean, deservingly so. But I think it's a bigger message and a bigger story here, and I think by her wearing her hair that way, she knew what the stage was about.
That's why I said black excellence,
You know what
baby.
I'm saying? She knew the opportunity that she had to you know, promote black beauty, to change the standards of beauty.
It's like Slim said in the woods. You know where the fuck we at?
Right. You know
That's what she said when she pulled up. Like, I know where I'm at.
So,
and I'm gonna wear it.
I'm glad she rocked it. I'm glad that she won it. She wore her crown proudly. And
think
I
about what it
fuck
looked
with
like
it, bro.
when that crown was on top of the fro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit was epic.
It looked like the how the original people were, like how
Yeah.
we were originally kings and queens.
And it's just, I mean, and it's just sending a message to a whole bunch of black women, you know, old and young, little girls, that, you know, you can be beautiful in your natural state, and I fuck with that message 100%.
Now, my fellas here have already seen Avengers Endgame. I have yet to see it because I'm not a fan of opening week or opening weekend for that matter. I don't understand how y'all will choose to stand in line. Obviously, you can get your tickets online. You ain't got to stand in line.
I'm not
But
standing in line.
in a crowded-ass theater,
It's not crowded ass theater when you have luxury loungers at the movies and you buy your tickets in advance and you have reclining seats and there's no line. You don't have to wait. You don't have to stand in line and get into the movie. You go in when you want. Your seats are assigned, so it's really convenient actually.
I get okay. So crowded isn't the right word because luxury seating makes sure it's spacious.
Yes.
Maybe I just have anxiety of being in a room with a lot of fucking people that I don't know.
But the thing about it is that it's not a lot of people. It's not like it used to be. Dude, you used to get like, I don't know, damn near 100 people in the movie. At this point, it's not nearly as many.
Well, it depends on which show you go, because they have, you know, bigger.
Come on, I mean, but what I'm saying is, it was
theaters than others.
in the same theater. You can get 2 seats for every one you used to be able to, or more.
Well, not as many people as there used to be is not the same as not a lot of people. Like it's
yeah.
still the for
It's a
me
full
the
theater.
yeah, it's still anxiety of full theater of especially with Marvel or DC type movies where people
Well,
dress. Did anybody dress up?
I didn't see anyone at my
I
showing.
just don't like that shit.
But
I'm
the
just
thing
like,
with
yo, I'm
me is
watching
like,
you.
I get it, like, because I usually don't like going to, for most movies, going to opening day or where it's going to be a packed house, especially if it's a movie like where you know there's going to be a lot of chatter and people just talking throughout the movie. So I typically don't hate that. But, you know, for Marvel, for Avengers, most people were tuned in. It wasn't too many people. Actually, I didn't hear anyone talking throughout the movie, to be honest.
Did you feel the whole 3 hours or did it fly?
It flew. Like, it flew. Like, you were so in tune with it to where it's like it didn't feel like 3 hours.
Because I know before release, BuzzFeed had an article where they were talking about theaters. There were some theaters that were probably going to have a break to let you go to the bathroom,
Nah, it didn't feel like 3
pause,
hours.
and then come back. But I haven't heard that anybody's done that. It's just been straight through. But it didn't feel like you felt like you was in there. I heard somebody put on Facebook that piss hit different after that 3 hour movie when you finally get to the restroom.
What's funny about that though is every movie I go to, I always get an alcoholic beverage because they serve them now. They got a bar in there now.
Yeah.
So I told myself it can't happen this time. You know what I'm saying? No alcohol. I didn't drink. I pissed. I tried to piss before I got there to the movies. I was thinking about going as I'm watching these previews because I'm like, bro, I already know I'm gonna have to go. I didn't want to get no pop with my popcorn, but I was like, man, I ain't about to be up to thirsty. I'm a grown ass man. I can hold this pee. So pretty much about 2.5, bruh. My bladder was screaming at me like, "Cuz, don't you gotta pee?"
See what going to the movies is like now. You really gotta fucking strategize. What are you gonna consume before you sit the hell down?
I mean, that's the first time I've ever done that. Only because it was a movie that I put 21 movies into before I watched that one, so it was worth my strategy.
So without giving away any spoilers, do y'all think it was the best movie of all time?
No.
Of all time?
Hell no.
Best Marvel movie of all time?
No. I think Infinity Wars, the Avengers right before this was better. Well, I don't know.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Did your favorite die in Infinity Wars?
Infinity Wars?
Yeah, you just holding a grudge.
The first one?
Yeah. Black Panther died in the first one.
So I'm saying, are you just holding a grudge?
No, without. Well, fuck it. If they ain't seen it by the time they
No,
listen to our show, fuck it.
Nate, no.
Don't give it away. It's only been 1 week.
It's only been a week, bro.
What I'm gonna say
Nate,
is,
come on.
I'm not giving it any,
All right,
away any
okay,
detail.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But Endgame didn't have as much action, so that's why I think Infinity Wars was better to me because Infinity Wars had more action.
See, that was the complaint I saw about Black Panther. People saying that didn't have enough action.
See, that's my thing is being able to tell a story that keep me in tune is all that really matters to me. Like, I could watch a whole movie that's not an action movie, and as long as it's good, then I'm enjoy it.
Yeah, I can too, but not for a fucking Marvel superhero movie. Like, if this is some type of suspense movie, like
let me ask you this,
number
Nate.
7 or something. Or
The story, but they gotta spend time on the story because it's the last one.
It's the conclusion of 21
I
You
movies.
just can't start shooting them up. You know
I
what I'm
get
saying?
that, but you can have action throughout the movie. Like, once you see the movie, you will understand. Like Infinity Wars had action. It wasn't. I mean, obviously they didn't have a super big battle scene throughout the whole movie, but they had little, fights here and there throughout the movie.
Let me ask you something real quick, without giving away any spoilers. Let's just say the biggest fight scene in the movie. Do you know how long it was?
Probably about 20. It's probably less than 20 minutes, to be honest.
It was 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. On God. It was 45 minutes,
quick.
bruh. It felt like it was about 10, didn't it?
Yeah.
Bruh, it was 45. I couldn't believe it either, bruh, until I went and found out. But yeah, it was 45 minutes from start to finish. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, get out of here. So I think if you went 45 minutes straight action, that made up for the previous hour and 15 minutes. Or what is that? Yeah.
Previous 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
That's a long ass movie.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I enjoyed it thoroughly, man.
It's definitely a great movie.
I definitely walked out of the theater satisfied, I would say, as far as did I watch a good movie today? Yes. I felt like they did a really great job of not leaving you hanging after you invested 10 years into these movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to think that when they started, they had this whole idea plan that they was going to write 21 movies, bruh, and wrap that shit up, in one movie. And like, just confidence, bruh, to know that you're going to have enough backing from fans to think up of that many movies.
Yeah, so we can't really break down them.
No, you can't break it.
Because I had a few issues, but I guess I'll say that for next show.
You save it for next month. Save it for next show. And we'll just put in the description of the show that it's a spoiler. We'll announce it as a spoiler.
And we'll even include the time of when we're talking about it so you know that it's a spoiler. How about that?
Exactly.
Or do you want to just do that today?
So we can wait.
We can wait because I'm going to see it this weekend.
Oh, yeah, Johnny, my bad. I ain't going to.
Now,
yeah, that's true.
Here's the thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
there's people, when I say people, Twitter, that is calling for Lasean McCoy to be suspended for the whole NFL season and without pay. And I want to see if y'all agree that he should be suspended. So in-game drop Friday. Lasean McCoy went to the theater Friday night, and immediately after he left the theater, he began tweeting spoilers on the release night. Not a week later, not a couple days, the same night of the release, and his Twitter went off. People are calling for his suspension. Do y'all agree that Lasean McCoy should be suspended for tweeting spoilers immediately on release night?
Hell yeah. You gotta suspend him, bro. How do you tweet out the spoilers instantly like that? That ain't right.
ASAP. Like, and you know he got a lot of followers.
Millions.
Yeah.
He has to have millions of followers. One of my dudes I follow, Eric, his ass was tweeting, or he posted in his story a spoiler. But my thing was, only beef I had is he put spoiler alert at the top, and then he didn't even give me like 3 or 4 spaces. The next line under, he start listing the spoilers. I'm like, bro, you could have at least gave me a buffer, like put that as one story, and then go to the next story and give us your next one. So it was all good. I ain't really see much. He ain't say too much in it anyway. He just said some kind of funny shit, but yeah, they need to suspend him for 1 or 2 games.
Nationwide, what you think?
That's fine.
I start giving spoilers away at work. I was like, yeah, I heard Superman die in this one.
You stupid. Even when I read shit like that, I'd be like, man, that's fucked up. You had me going there.
Right. Motherfuckers was pissed. Nationwide, I don't know what Nationwide was doing this week, but he stumbled across some great relationship questions. Was you looking for love?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. But it was really good though. And so he has one question. I'll let you ask it, Nationwide. I'll let you present it to the people.
Oh, because I'm the single one and y'all the married ones for real. What was the question?
The question was, God damn it. It was his question. He found it. All right. So the question.
No, I asked it. But anyways, would y'all sacrifice y'all happiness for the success of your relationships?
Can I get your answer first?
Nah, I'm single.
Hold on, what was the question? Would I sacrifice my happiness for the success of my relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to answer that first.
I'm single.
That's why you need it. I'm just curious because I want to see how you truly feel about it.
Yes, I mean, I obviously it depends on what the sacrifice entails, but I think I would if that's the person that I really love. Obviously, if we're married, we took vows to each other, and I'm gonna do everything I can, make every attempt to honor my vows that I took. So, I mean, it goes back to it depends on what the sacrifice is.
Cartier, would you sacrifice?
Hang on real quick. I'm letting the people know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
How about you answer? Don't be passing the buck this way.
Oh, okay. 100%. Absolutely not. I would definitely not sacrifice my own happiness for the success of no damn relationship. I guess to say damn relationship is kind of bad, but no, I would not, man. And the reason being is that like I don't believe that you can have success in a relationship if somebody unhappy. Like I've been in situations to where I was unhappy, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the most pleasant person to be around. Like everything pissed you off, like everything, and so that should have failed any fucking way. Like, I mean, think about it. You ever piss your girl off and she just unhappy for the moment? Like that shit is a tense situation. Just sitting on the couch watching fucking wilding out. You don't even get the laughs in right. You know what I'm saying? And if you piss her off to a certain point, like it seemed like television talks about what the hell you done made her mad about any fucking way. So like I would never do that because I just don't think it'll work. But you know what I'm saying? Because like think about like if both people are truly happy in a situation, right?
Yeah.
Your woman ever fix you dinner? You ever have your woman want to fix you dinner? Like that shit is a whole different experience. Same way with celebrating your birthday. Your woman ever celebrate your birthday? You ever had your woman want to celebrate your birthday? Right. It's a whole experience from start to finish. So you know what I'm saying? So if both people are happy, you know what I'm saying?
You go ahead.
And I just also to add one more thing, I think when people hear that question, they immediately assume that it's sacrificing an opportunity. Sacrificing opportunity is different than happiness. So if you have a career opportunity in a different state, you can decline that opportunity, but that doesn't mean that you are truly unhappy in your life or unhappy in your entire situation.
So that's where I'm going, because I think when people hear sacrifice, it's either opportunities, but also when you think sacrifice, another thing that people think is automatically is something negative. So, like, for example, if like you married or whatever,
or whatever,
I always say that.
Whatever the fuck it is you could want to call it. Okay,
you're married, but like
that's his words, boo.
He said, "Don't be getting me mixed up in this
or
shit."
whatever.
Let's say she had family here or whatnot, and you got an opportunity in fucking Florida. Leaving her family, like if that's who her like kind of support system is outside of you, leaving her family and friends could be sacrificing her happiness for you to pursue a better opportunity for y'all relationship. So I mean that's still sacrificing happiness.
Well, look, to answer your question, Nate, and kind of piggyback off what Johnny said is that yes, Johnny, if what you're talking about, I agree completely. It's pretty much like if one of y'all is super upset, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, it's not gonna work. Like you said, if you sitting there watching TV and they still doing and saying the same things, but you can just feel like the no love in it, like that shit hit hard. You know what I'm saying?
Like from what you explained, is like, am I going to stick it through this problem that we're never resolving? We're not even making an effort to resolve.
Right.
Yeah. See, but
like that's not what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a completely different situation.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm interpreting the question as sacrifice my own happiness, and that's just happiness in this relationship. For the success of the relationship, would I be unhappy throughout it so that the relationship can have success?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I couldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. That's why I said depends on what the sacrifice
like,
is.
Even when children are involved, that's sacrificing your happiness for the child. That's not for the relationship, because if the child wasn't there, you would be like, well, fuck the relationship.
Yeah. Sure. But what Nationwide was saying is pretty much would you move somewhere away from your family if your partner had a big boy career move, you know what I mean? And it's the best thing for y'all too, or your family, but you are unhappy because you had to move away from your mom and your brothers, whatever. So something like that I definitely would. Pretty much I just put that into the compromise category. So, I think I could do that.
I mean, relationships have compromising.
Yeah,
for sure. Now flip it though. Would you want your partner to sacrifice their happiness for you?
Like that's the fucked up thing about it. I mean, because like using the opportunity, like finding like a better position, like in a different state that we kind of been, going with. If it's a situation to where I'm getting a better job to where like it's going to enhance and improve our lives and our lifestyle, our stability, and things of that nature, then yes, I would want her to compromise and obviously sacrifice a little happiness and make that move.
But see that's different though, because she may be unhappy with the initial move, right? But not necessarily unhappy in life. Like if you're I'm looking at unhappy in the relationship, and I just don't think that if you're making a move for the better of the relationship, how could anybody really be unhappy in it? But if she was, I would tell her, you got to do what you got to do. If you want to break up, we got to break up. I mean, because her happiness is important too.
Yeah, right. But in terms of just being unhappy in a relationship, just in general, like if something ain't working, our communication is off, something like that, I don't think either party should sacrifice in that type of relationship or that type of situation. We need to sit down, communicate, go to counseling if necessary,
come to a mutual agreement.
Yeah, right. And if that's not working, then we need to figure out whether if we need to end this or not.
But see, that goes back to when I said like want to cook you dinner and want to celebrate your birthday. Like if she got a career opportunity somewhere, and it meant I got to uproot and leave my family, but since I want to have success in a relationship, I would be like, all right, let me see if I can find some jobs to work at in Oregon. You know what I'm saying? Give me a couple months to find some in Oregon and we'll be there. Same type of situation. It's that desire for it to be successful. If I'm like, man, fuck, man, I'm pissed the hell off. Then I'm not even gonna have a desire to even try to make it work because I'm salty.
Well, you know, Portland's like the strip club capital.
Portland got strip clubs?
They strip club capital.
I just thought they was known for like Nike or something.
They are known for Nike.
They are that too, but
And a lot of weed.
Well, I guess that makes
donuts.
sense. That's what Shoe Dog is about this whole time. I thought it was about the Shoe Dog. She got the money in the shoe box, throwing it to them hoes. he ain't sacrificing shit. Is he?
You damn.
Do you think they throwing Nikes on at the strippers in Oregon?
They throwing Team Jordan jump.
Right.
You feel me?
Catch this jump, man.
Jump man. Yeah, that's me.
Make it work extra hard for the retro Jordan.
Oh shit, you stupid. Hey, think about the outlet though. The Nike outlet up there.
it's probably
Fire, bro. Everything
yeah.
coming straight off the press, like B grade shit.
You think up tempo still exists in Portland?
They exist everywhere.
They still got up tempos.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have commercials for the up tempos.
The pennies. I mean, not the pennies. The Pippins about to come back out. They the air up tempo twos. I'm pretty sure that's the name of them.
So okay, I think I'm thinking about it wrong. Up tempo is the equivalent of Boost. Is that just the technology of the shoe?
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
If you ever look at the bottom of an up tempo, they all the exact same.
With the little bubble.
Yeah, the little circle at the back. Then it's like 5 little bubbles around it.
So what's the shocks then? Are they up tempo?
Nah, it's just shocks.
Nah, but I feel like they had up tempo on the side of it.
Nah, man. They had battlegrounds on the side of the motherfucker.
Hey, Vince Carter really won the dunk contest in M1s though.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he could have wanted this. Some
Nike
damn,
locked his ass up quick.
But see, how come street ballers didn't do it? They probably ain't had the money.
Or how it come N1 didn't?
Yeah, they probably ain't had the
Oh no, they ain't had the money to match Nike.
Cause like, what if DeAndre Ayton win the dunk contest in Pumas?
Well, I mean,
Arizona gonna pay him $10,000 a piece.
Hey, you hear me,
dunk.
bro? Yo, he said, "Fuck it, I'm making it."
Sean Miller was tripping.
Hey, y'all, hold on though. How did the players somehow like skate all of these scandals? Have y'all noticed that like nobody ever like even approaches the players anymore? It's always at the coaches, assistant coaches, and even like somehow they're bringing criminal charges for this. And my thing is like, what crime did they commit?
Fraud.
How was that fraud?
Because you're cheating the system. You're breaking rules. You're and enticing players to come to your school to take money, accept money. That's fraud.
No, why? I can pay somebody if I want to. I can give them money
to come to school.
No, for anything. I don't care what it's for. Where is the rule that's broken that I can't give you something?
Well, it's an NCAA rule for a fact.
I know
but
that.
You talking about
law wise, like
like you're saying, like why somebody can go to jail for this?
Yeah, I don't understand how you can put me in jail for giving somebody some money. That's mine.
Because I think there's federal law that they could tie it to, not necessarily say like if you gave somebody some money that the NCAA can convict you for a crime, but I feel like they can tie it to something.
Well, no, it's definitely federal law in terms of like, and don't get me trying to figure out laws because I don't know this shit, but like the whole like recruiting of like because when you think about Nike, Adidas, and I guess just Nike and Adidas, Reebok and all that shit don't exist or not in the shoe market right now, but if you're basically undercutting competition and the recruiting of players as professionals by throwing them $10,000 a month under the table to get them to go to Nike school with the promise that they're going to sign with Nike when they become professional athletes, or have an agent giving them money with the promise that they're going to sign with that agent, it's like you're undercutting the process for other, like the fair competition and shit like that, for other companies or other agents to recruit these players to their company. So they are indeed, committing fraud.
I mean, undercutting somebody, that's just negotiations kind of.
But you're not giving them opportunities to negotiate by breaking the rules in place and undercutting and throwing money under the table.
Hey, bro, everybody had the opportunity to throw money under the table. So I ain't doing nothing you can't do.
Not only did they have the opportunity, everybody probably did.
Exactly.
They just got caught.
It's hot. No, it's it's just not coming to light. Like, because it's widespread. Like, I think when those initial reports came out, it was over like 30, 40 schools that was in the initial reports. And Arizona is just kind of the first major school to get investigated, like, thoroughly. Like, Kansas was part of it. Duke was part of it. It's been a lot of schools.
It's only been Adidas schools so far. Arizona would be the first Nike school.
Yeah, so I mean, they're really the first school to really go in depth. I think LSU got mentioned recently, so it's a lot of schools. It's widespread throughout, sports. And many people think it's going to change the way that, like, the college landscape. The results of this is going to change the college landscape, the way they do deals with shoe companies.
This ain't finna stop nothing. They gonna get a new Sean Miller in there.
It's gonna be a different way, a different method. This shit ain't going nowhere.
You know what though? Instagram is threatening to end Instagram models' career.
Hey,
Turn off the they are piloting it in Canada. You know what? How could you pilot something like when I registered? I don't even remember registering for Instagram, but would I tell them where I'm at?
Yeah.
Like, so they'll know, like, based off my registration that I'm in Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy, bro. I don't think I put that in there. Did I put that in there?
You agreed to location.
Bro, that's that Datagate shit.
Ain't no Datagate. It's just legit. I mean, if you want to be able to tag your location and places and stuff like that, you pretty much to use Instagram, you agreed to that.
Well, the reason why I bring this up is because the article said that they're going to pilot removing likes from Instagram for Canada subscribers. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to figure out how the hell would they know? They'll probably know you're in Canada, but how they know that you're a resident of Canada and you're a Canada subscriber? Like, if I just hop on the road today and drive to Canada tomorrow, will I not see my likes? Like, that's made it strange for me.
That part about it, I'm not sure. I would just assume that if you're in Canada.
But the bigger story is about them removing likes. Nationwide, is that a good thing that people wouldn't be able to see likes? I mean, you can't shrug it. I know it's not going to impact you. We're on the cusp of millennials because we remember life before this shit.
Is people's lives really fucked up by not getting 100 likes or 10,000 likes or 1 million likes? Like, what the fuck? You ready to really, like, commit suicide over likes? And I don't mean to make a joke of that, but is it that serious?
Turn off the likes,
bro.
Like, come on though. Like, it's not receiving as many likes on your picture that serious to where you want to harm yourself or harm other people. So, because that's their reasoning for doing it.
He said harm them.
Right, harm the fuck. I was trying to interpret the hell you were saying. But no. How I looked at it was Instagram likes at this point. Originally, I was thinking, how would you be able to prove your engagement to the advertisers that you want to profit from? How would they be able to see it? But I would still be able to see how many likes I got. Just other people scrolling would not be able to see.
But
so
that takes away half of the
likes. Yeah, people, because they are influenced for sure by, like, oh shit, they got 100,000.
They got 100,000. Like, this person must be popping.
What is that gonna do?
Well, what it is that people get paid. Well, people who get a lot of likes, companies reach out to them and ask them to promote their items and their goods. So when they do that, people go like that shit, and then it's exposure for this company.
So IG
wants to take away likes so that people can focus on taking good pictures and good videos. That's what they claim. Also what Johnny said. So if you take away the likes, you almost take away half of the likes, because a lot of people will see that, say an account has pictures that they're posting and they're getting 1,000 likes a piece. They're going to be like, okay, a lot of people like this. I'm going to like it too, and I'm going to follow this page. But if you see a page, say we talking about uniform swag, right? And it's like, all right, uniform swag. I mean, like, if anybody that's into, I don't think nobody's into this shit like us, Nate. It's into, like, college uniforms, NBA uniforms, any uniform for a sports team. Pretty much they update you on new helmets, new jerseys, new colorways, yada yada. and new shoes and stuff like that. So, you wouldn't know if it was like a big boy account necessarily because you can't tell if a lot of people are liking it. And if they getting 10,000 likes, you like, okay, this page must produce a lot of good stuff.
That's a good point.
Because 10,000 people have liked it. So you will follow and be like, all right, I'm just going to wait for them to post the next shit because they stay on tune with it.
Right. That's a good point. Because, like, if I'm an up-and-comer and I'm trying to sell merchandise, I need, I guess, my likes to be exposed so people can know that it's legit.
Yeah, know that I'm reaching a lot of people. And
Yeah.
if a lot of people like it, then normally you are a legit business or a legit person with knowledge of whatever you're selling or whatever you're promoting.
Because, like, I didn't think of it on the terms of, like, suicide and stuff like that, like online bullying. Because, I mean, again, I don't really post and look at likes. But, I mean, it's huge. But I didn't look at, I guess I didn't look at likes as the cause for it. I thought it was more so the comments and DMs they may have received.
Yeah, it's like you could, like, turn out the comments. Like, if anything, I would do that. Turn out the comments.
I mean, you can do that now.
Like, yeah, that's upsetting. But this is just a way for IG to monetize the display of likes. Because if you want your likes to, show, as you said,
$1 a month.
There's a value in having your likes appear. Then pay for the shit. IG ain't slick, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Cause like I said, if since I can still see my engagement, if I like try to get advertising dollars, then I can turn in my monthly report. But I can guarantee you, without it being displayed to the masses, it'll go down.
Yeah, it'll go down for sure. And I mean, all this is gonna do is have pretty much people screenshotting their likes in their stories.
Yeah.
They can be like, all right, y'all, appreciate the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Keep liking this shit. Or it's going to be a whole lot more of, like, I don't know if y'all seen this, is people take a screenshot of, like, their page and then scratch out and cover up the newest post and be like, go like that.
Yeah.
It'll be going to be a whole lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy what's, like, has monetary value online. Like, there's monetary value in the blue check mark on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, yeah. There's fake blue check marks out there, too. People are buying them.
People are buying blue check marks. And
verified accounts. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but thank you. But if you have one, then you're like, oh, shit, I'm going to follow, too, because
he legit.
Yeah,
he's a celebrity or a person of status.
And if you're a computer whiz out there, you can easily know how to get in there and be like, I'm going to get a blue check mark. But the other thing that I was going to mention with the not displaying other likes, would then that allow me to see all of the people I follow? Because right now, I feel like Instagram only shows me popular content. Like, I get on there and I feel like I don't see all of the people that I follow. I just see the same people over and over and over posting.
I feel like a few people have said that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know on Facebook that's 100% fact.
He went to court for it, and they, and what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg. And they were like, he was on the stand. They were like, are you purposely posting liberal content and removing all conservative content from your servers? And he had to agree to it.
Yeah, because like with Facebook, I swear it's like posts of people don't see ever, but let's say I go like click on their name or come across their page or whatever. And I'm talking about friends, then for like the next 2 weeks, that's the only fucking post I see. Like, so it's like, it's funny how the Facebook algorithms work and shit. And maybe IG has those too.
No, 100% they do. I don't know if you ever noticed this. Like, say if you go to somebody's, you scroll and you see somebody's profile that you ain't seen in a while. If you click on their profile and then say you like scroll through their pictures, and you see like 3 or 4 ones, you haven't seen this person in a while, therefore you haven't liked pictures in a while.
Right.
If you go back to your timeline, I guarantee within the next 3 pictures, one of those pictures you just seen that you haven't liked yet is going to pop up. And that may be from 5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
For sure.
And then, so pretty much it have an algorithm that shows you pretty much more pictures of people that you view, and in your story. You guys are always at the top of my story. You know what I'm saying? Because we always interact with each other some way, form, or fashion. So, yeah. it's definitely real.
The Explore page is an example of that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
You like one fitness page, your whole Explore page
Hell
is
yeah.
ass.
Boy, right. You be like, God damn it.
You like, damn, I
didn't
like the
sign up for
page
this.
of sit-ups.
Yeah.
And I got all ass.
Now they selling your ass tights.
Right, exactly.
Get you some shark fit.
So is there monetary value in a maybe to display all your followers' content of like, yo, you pay this, you'll see more than just 10 stories a day? You
For
think
me-
people will be interested in that? Not you, Nate. No, of course not you.
No, I don't think people
Yeah.
would be.
I would consider you. Would you call yourself a ghost follower? Do you like anything when you scrolling? He don't like shit. What if?
I do. I try to like more now,
So
but I used to.
So this was a question I got also. What if Instagram showed you how many times you viewed a page?
That's funny.
Like,
That'd be fucked
what if
up.
it showed like, yo, Nationwide has viewed this particular post 20 times today?
That'd be fucked up.
Would you stop viewing, or would you be like, yo, I'm looking. What's up?
Starkinator start screenshotting bitches.
Right, exactly.
Well, I like this one.
Right. Screenshots would definitely go up.
What if they showed you your screenshots?
Like how many? Or
Yeah.
like people you follow?
No.
Like how many things
How
he
many
screenshot?
How many? No. What if they showed you how many times your shit got screenshot by who?
Oh. Well, yeah.
They're trying to turn IG into the feds. Man.
Hey, for real though.
I'm
like
just saying.
IG will show you if somebody shared your post. They just won't tell you who shared it.
Yeah, they'd be like, your shit got shared 3
Yeah.
times today.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. So, moving on. In Texas, there's a Texas high school. The Texas high school is enforcing a dress code for parents. This could be really quick because I just thought this shit was kind of entertaining, but because you can tell who the dress code is geared towards. Now, this is a high school. The principal is black. The black principal is enforcing an appropriate attire.
My principal is black.
Saying
My
that-
back too.
The dress code includes a ban of satin caps. What's a satin cap?
A bonnet.
Bonnet, do-rag.
A do-rag. Shower caps. Pajamas. Hair rollers. Leggings. Sagging pants. Low-cut tops. And low-rider shorts. So you can definitely tell the demographic in the dress code itself, the dress code ban. Do you agree? Do you think that school is right if they're saying if you're going to walk into our facilities, please don't have on any of these items?
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at the rules, but I don't think that should be the biggest concern. Like, the biggest concern for me, especially if this is an urban school in an urban area, is the fact that parents are coming up to the schools to check on their kids and see like the progress their kids are making.
That's pretty dope, right? The fact that they're coming up there.
Right, because I mean, we see in many of our communities across the country to where parents don't show up for parent-teacher
Like,
conference. or
how many
don't come and
visits
check.
do you have to have for that to be a concern? That means they're showing up.
Right, so that would be the biggest concern for me. With those rules or with the ban or guidelines that they try to put in place, I ain't mad at it because I mean that's just the way. Like the family that I was raised in, like say we traveling to
I
different
thought you
cities.
said trapping. I was like, damn, okay.
We're traveling.
Say we
to
trapping as a family.
Traveling to a different city, we used to wear our do-rags in the car or whatever. But as soon as we stopped at a gas station, we're going to go in that gas station. Our grandparents used to make us take off our do-rags.
Yeah, your grandfather
so,
definitely was like,
like,
take that off, young
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So it's just the way you carry yourself, man. It's self-dignity, self-respect. So, like, I ain't mad at it. Like, you know, I don't think it's that serious to be, like, in uproar.
Take your Walmart shopping ass home with that bullshit. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Don't come up here in your pajamas. Don't come up here in your do-rags. Don't come up here in your wife beaters and your bonnets, bitch. All right? So, delete all that shit. You stay in the car. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how late you was running. Whatever. Just rock your fro into the school or don't go into the school.
Like, and it ain't that serious. Like throwing a suit if you coming up to our school. So it ain't that serious. Just throwing some slacks or t-shirt, jeans, t-shirt. Like, it ain't that serious. So I'm
Put
not
your
about to
great
make a
joggers
big-
on, fellas.
I ain't about to make a big issue.
Sweatpants season. I mean, I see your point, of appearance and being presentable. I mean, if I can't wear my do-rag, it ain't the worst thing in the world to have to take it off before I walk in there. But I think you bring up a greater point of
wave check
of like the fact that I'm coming up to the school. I feel like maybe the rollout of this could have been different.
Right.
Maybe the presentation could have been different of actually, shouting out the fact that we have a lot of parent participation in our school and not condemning them and like, hey, I don't like the way y'all dressing, even though y'all coming up here to check on grades and shit. It's crazy, man. Now, if it was a private school, get the fuck out of here. I pay too much money. I'll come up here however the fuck I want. Because number one, it's a privilege to drop your kid off at school anyway. Like, with a lot of walkers and bus catchers, everybody's parents can't drop them off. So that's even a privilege there. So I wouldn't, try to shun the parents. But would you say that that's racist, even though it came from another black professional?
I mean, the fact that it came from a black person, no, I don't think it's racist. But that's funny because if this was a white school and they implemented those rules, then it'd be hell. Like it would be racist.
And see, but that's kind of the discussion right now about that MLB player. I think his name Tim Anderson.
That's my boy, bat flipper.
That used the N-word when he was cussing out another MLB player, and he got suspended 1 game for it. Now he's upset with the suspension of 1 game because Tim Anderson is a black person,
right?
And you have a league that is predominantly white with white owners. He's saying that's trying to tell him he can't use the word,
right?
But you how do you kind of officiate race on the baseball diamond of, all right, if you're yelling at a player and you use it, then there's a different punishment versus if you're a black person. And I haven't seen uproar, but that's just a discussion of Tim Anderson like, hey, I don't agree with the suspension because I'm black. Don't tell me what word I can use.
Right. It's like, we've taken ownership of that word, and for have somebody who isn't black to tell you not to use it feels very offensive. And the MLB kind of had tried to have a conversation about it as far as the suspension goes, but they're not in the position to even have that conversation. They can't even get bat flips together. They don't understand the swag and the essence of a bat flip that's normally done by a black player. It's not trying to show them up. It's just like my celebration. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here having fun. Like, this ain't the MLB. If we thought the NFL was the no fun league, the MLB is the no fucking fun league.
The most fun I have watching MLB is Major League and Major League 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, watching a game, it's not fun because everybody is just so conservative and let me do it the right way. Let me act like I've been there before. Like, no, I hit a grand slam. Let me show my ass around the baseball diamond.
It's the might as well lose your balls league.
That's what you call it? The might as well lose your balls?
Yeah.
Nationwide, what do you think of them suspending him and him being upset because they're trying to tell him about a word he feel like he should be able to use?
I'm not mad at it. And once again, I feel like when they're implementing these rules or putting these rules in place, it's one set of rules. Like, we can't make exception for you because you're black and you get to use the word because you're black. Obviously, that's something we do, within the culture, in our communities, and in the barbershop. That's cool. Like, but when you're in the profession and when you're in this,
I can't walk into work tomorrow just calling everybody niggas.
You know what I'm saying? So like when you're on the baseball diamond, when you're inside that stadium, it's one set of rules. Like,
could you imagine if you couldn't fire black people for that word and we were just in meetings just letting it fly?
Hey, shit would be wild. Like, shut your whole ass up, nigga. Be like, bro,
you better not do nothing about it.
Right.
And I better still get this promotion because I have a license to use. That is a great ass Dave Chappelle skit.
Hey, that's funny, bro. Hilarious.
I agree with you. One set of rules is kind of, like I said, it's tough. It's difficult to kind of try to lock down racial slurs that can be said on the field, but only to a certain race that's on the field. Like, that shit would, because Tim, for as up in arms as Tim Anderson is, if a white player would have said that, then we would want him gone from the league.
And not only that, Tim will be ready to fight. So
I think Tim was already ready to fight. That's probably why. That's why he said it.
He born ready, bro.
That's why it came out. Did y'all happen? The Clippers are out of the playoffs, but did y'all happen to see the press conference afterwards after KD dropped 50? I love this shit so much, bro. Listeners, here's a clip of Lou Williams and Pat Beverly.
We didn't roll over. And you didn't just say, hey, man, you know what? Just come on and give us 50 tonight. Of course not. You know, he's a hell of a player. The shots he took, you know, he made some tough shots. If you was a coach, what would you tell us to do? Thank you.
We tried everything. So we tried everything. We had several different coverages for KD, and
it didn't work.
Shit didn't work, bro.
Do y'all respect the honesty in the press conference?
Absolutely, bro. That shit is hilarious.
But you just got eliminated. In most cases, we want people to be pissed off.
I'm good with it, man, because when they were on the court, they competed. Like, they went at him. They didn't care who he was when they were on the court. But, shit, he gave him 50 after the series over. Like, bro, it didn't work. We gave it all we had.
And that's a good point, because there can be grace in losing if you know that you gave it all your all. And you went out there. Why you look at me like that? And you went out there, and especially, I mean, you really know when it's like you're the underdog.
Plus, I like the fact that they didn't back down. Patrick Beverly's a bulldog on the court.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't the most talented, obviously, but he going to get under your skin. And I like the fact that they as a team didn't back down. A lot of times we see, especially in the regular season, we see players dapping each other up, being all friendly. And it's like, fuck that. We're going to come at y'all, and then we're going to give it our best shot.
Like, that made me actually like Pat Beverly more. I didn't know he was that cool of a person off the court. I just thought he was Chris Paul-esque and just like an asshole. Same with Westbrook, though. Like, he's super dope off the court now that the season's over, and you see his interviews. He seemed a lot more chill. Like, he's not in the energy mode of, when we in between these lines, you the enemy. Which, I mean, I like that too. I like the fact that he has that, but you really don't get to see that they're dope people off the court. But yeah, I agree. That shit was hilarious. I had it on repeat. I DVR'd it because, hell, we've all had those games. We all play sports. We all been in those situations to where it's like, bro, I tried.
Yeah.
Hey,
Motherfucker fast.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
He jumped real high.
Like, what you want me to do? And your pride won't let you switch off either.
Hey, I got him, bro. I got him.
Nah, fuck that.
I got him, bro.
But that shit had me cracking up. But
it's hilarious.
They just competed. So now the Warriors are facing the Rockets, and the Rockets seem to be focused on everything else but the Warriors. Are you annoyed by this? I mean, clearly when you're playing playoff basketball, it's going to be a lot more physical, and I don't think the Rockets understand that. James Harden, for 82 games, is allowed to travel on his step back shot. Fine, go ahead, do your thing.
Every time.
He's allowed to jump into defenders and draw contact. That's a big part of his game, is the free throw line. And we've said this on season 1 and 2 of this show, because the Rockets are in the playoffs every year, that James Harden isn't James Harden in the playoffs because the refs don't call all that contact. They let you be more physical. So here we are once again with James Harden, who some would say is the MVP this season, and now he's complaining about not getting calls and that he just wanted to be called fairly. And it's like, bro, there's going to be physicality.
I don't have a problem with James Harden, sending out a message or saying what he did in the press conference. I don't have a problem with Mike D'Antoni making comments about calls. What I have a problem with is you sending in like an 18-page report on Game 6 or Game 7 of last year's finals. Like, if you're gonna do that shit last year. Don't do it at the beginning of this series trying to sway calls.
Right.
Like, that's some garbage. That's bullshit.
But is he truly looking for a fair call, or is he looking for an advantage?
Well, I mean, a lot of those calls should have been fouls where fucking Klay Thompson got in his landing zone and landing area.
Now, I'll say this, though. As a lifelong Laker fan, you had Shaq Diesel on the court.
Oh, yeah, but Shaq had a whole different set of rules. He used to get beat up. But because
that's
he was
what I'm saying.
So big and powerful.
That's what I'm saying. He could gripe, too.
But
he got fouled every time he got it in the
post.
post.
I'm glad you brought up the Lakers, because although Shaq I don't really remember him doing too much complaining. Phil Jackson was a master at this shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Phil Jackson, it used to be games where he would and he didn't do too much complaining in the regular season, but come playoffs, he would complain to the rest. He would call them out in a press conference, and he was okay with taking that $25,000-$30,000 fine because he knew the next game
it was going to be effective.
Yeah, it was going to be effective. They were going to call the next game.
But that's who should be calling.
So that was a tactic that Phil used.
But that's who should be doing the complaining though. That's who should be doing it. It should be D'Antoni. Now, let me say this before I say it should be D'Antoni. Phil is Phil. He got a lot of cachet in the league. Does D'Antoni's name carry enough weight to where him complaining and him complaining only can be effective? Like he has his job as the head coach. You would want to hear it coming from him and not Chris Paul on the court, off the court.
Well, I think it was effective because the game too they call it differently. It wasn't, and not only did they call it differently, by them complaining, the Warriors probably defended a little differently as well, defended the shot as well. So it did change.
In the word of Pat Beverly, didn't work, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They still lost.
So they changed up the way they played. It changed up the way the game was called. And like I said, I don't mind people calling out the refs. It's been a tactic that has been used throughout basketball forever.
Do you think it's getting a bit out of hand, though?
Oh, it's been out of hand.
Like, because we're flag football directors now, but we've ref too, and that shit is annoying. Like, for me as a ref, once you start doing all that griping, then you really gonna get these calls.
It ain't just now. It's been out of hand for like 10 years. Like, and I'm like, Kobe's my favorite player. I'm a huge Kobe fan, but that shit
Kobe kind of started it.
That shit used to irk me when Kobe used to cry for fouls. It's like, bro, just get back. Like, play D. Let's come back down. That shit used to, like, that's the one thing that did upset me about Kobe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, stop talking to the refs. Like, and maybe that's just going back to us playing like ball and open rec or whatever. Yeah, I used to get mad at me because I would never call fouls and shit. I'm like, man, I ain't tripping. Like, let's get a stop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do think this though. Complaining and stuff like that, it's not useless. It's like you don't know if you got that clout until you actually complain and see if you do. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily fault them for complaining. I do not like it though. Both teams, I feel like there's not this big 3-point landing issue in nobody else's series because they both petty as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of calls that should have went the other way in game one. Chris Paul throwing ass, like, dude, you didn't deserve that foul. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a highlight out there pretty much of James Harden shooting uncontested threes, and he jumps straight up and down. And then there's video of him on a contested three, and his legs go way the fuck out.
Kicking his legs out.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, guys, like, get over yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, let's play basketball. Go out there and get your buckets. I understand. But that's why I don't like James Harden's game. I've been said this on the show, and it's just my opinion. And that's why Chris Paul is just trash, is because they needed Chris Paul to step up in game two. And I feel like he didn't. He was real just regular. And
do you think he was showing up the refs when he started celebrating?
Oh, hell yeah. When his clapping, that shit was hilarious. As much as I don't like Chris Paul, that shit was funny as hell.
I'm like, that ain't gonna get you no call.
Nah, it ain't, bro. You stupid. It was dumb. But, he's going to be the bum of his peers forever because they're going to lose this series. He's never going to make it to a finals. He's supposed to be top 5 point guards of all time. I just don't see how. I think that was projected. I think it's slipping away.
I don't know whoever said that shit.
I don't know.
It was projected.
Okay, it was. But, like, he ain't done shit. Like, and when you don't, I understand. I don't want to hear he's playing the Lakers. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? That's not an excuse. Figure that shit out. Go somewhere else. I understand his trade got blocked, but his whole career, like, his life didn't get blocked by David Stern.
Damn, David Stern ruined the Lakers.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
No. You're welcome. Shit. You should be thanking David Stern you didn't get his bum ass. You know what I'm saying? Because he would have got there with huge expectations and he'll let your ass down like he doing the Rockets.
He'd have been hurt like a motherfucker.
Exactly. Melo for president.
So, bro, here's the thing with these Rockets. I am starting to fear that James Harden will never be a champion. This looked like the season to do it. There was so much turmoil going on in the Warriors locker room that it'll just appear that the Warriors would end up beating themselves before any other team would do it. And if the Rockets can't get past this Warriors team, I don't think James Harden will ever hoist the trophy. Like, I don't see it.
Let me say this. Go ahead, Nate.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, well, not against this Warriors team. The problem with your statement is that this team is about to fucking disperse. Okay? I feel like KD ain't really feeling Steph and his antics and his childish light-skinned shit. Clay is like, I'm a fucking dog and y'all gonna treat me like one, but I'm forever gonna be in Steph's shadow. Steph is a beast, you know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate his game. He's almost my 2019 Kobe. You gotta respect his game, but I hate watching it. And that's the only way that the Rockets, and they gotta lose Chris Paul if they want to get a championship. So that's a solution for James.
I know KD is getting ready to leave, but I feel like Kawhi's heading back west, and I feel like the Lakers are going to get stronger. So I just don't see this ISO ball James leading you to a championship. It's going to look great in regular season, but when I get a chance to study you for 7 games, then I can play physical like I'm playing physical now, and you just don't become super effective. And I think the Rockets are also a team to where you remember when LeBron played OKC in 2011, KD averaged 30. Did we notice? I think that's how the Rockets look in the playoffs sometimes. James Harden go off, but you really don't really notice like that because the rest of the squad, it's not. Chris Paul is not contributing
At all.
Chris Paul been playing solid. But the power dynamics of the league are going to change next year when KD leave. You're not going to have this one just super team. It's going to be a lot of teams with 2 stars and a lot of role players built around them. The problem with the Rockets is they don't have anyone else on the team outside of James Harden and then, maybe Chris Paul that can get a bucket on their own. And then just the whole D'Antoni strategy is just like we want to shoot threes or we want layups. Like, at some point, you have to be willing to take that mid-range jumper. Pump fake, step in and take a 18-foot jump shot, and the Rockets don't do it. They don't believe in it. And I think that hurt them in Game 7 where you want to send in this fucking 18-page report where you missed, I think it was 27 straight threes or some bullshit like that.
They needed Coach J to be like, freeze.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, why wouldn't you pump fake, take a step in?
Yeah. And it's just like
or Hoskins to be like, let's be realistic.
Let's be realistic.
You just missed 10 from there.
Like, exactly.
You gonna shoot another one?
So it's like, don't, man, like, miss me with this sending this report in it, and y'all didn't get the job done at the end of the day.
So the playoffs been started and we never did it. So let's do it now. Can I get NBA Finals predictions?
I have Rockets. Warriors, Bucks. That's what I had, and I had fucking Warriors winning.
Cartier.
I hate to say this, but LeBron ain't gonna be in the finals, guys.
I would love a Warriors Raptors series,
That would be nice.
but Lowry ain't gonna. I can't depend on him to get it there.
Shout out to Kyle Lowry.
Warriors and Bucks.
He
Lowry
showed up.
seasoning.
He showed up last game, hit 2 late threes that I ain't. What's funny is the whole crowd was like, "Oh shit!"
Ask DeMar DeRozan. He good for it.
Boy, listen. So he at the house right now. But if I had to put 2 names out there, I would say defense wins championships, man. Bucks, Warriors. Boom. Fuck that. Bucks in 7.
I'm going Warriors in 6.
That's fine. I would like to see the Bucks, or it has to be the Bucks or the Celtics, please, because Kyrie and Steph, they're great to watch against each other, and they have a lot of other guys that are supposed to be good, so they have the opportunity to show up and actually like legit give them comp. But the Bucks, they would have to just defend the shit out of them niggas.
I think you sent that video of. I think the video said you could tell KD is over Steph shit. Mm-hmm. Like the whole pregame just ain't the same no more. He looked unenthused by whatever the hell Steph was doing.
Steph, like Okay, it was actually right after the Masters. So he was impersonating Tiger. He had on red shoes and shit. I guess that's his red shirt. He like did the fake putt, ran, got the ball, kind of picked it up, and then threw it up at the rim, and he hit the three. And he like did his whole little finger thing where he celebrated and ran off the court. And Katie was kind of like, man, just give me the ball so I can get my shot before I get off this court. You know what I'm saying? I guess they got a ritual where you got to hit one before you leave.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of did that in rec. But you know what I'm saying? So
Katie's face told the whole story. Like,
it was
bro,
like, bro, hurry up. with
almost
your
like it
bullshit.
was in that interview. Like he like, bro, like I'm on a team with some motherfuckers I can't stand right now.
Yeah, bro. And I think him and Clay damn near best friends because they both at the same point. They
I think so too.
Because Boogie just there because he was like, shit, I ain't got nothing else to do. I might as well go win a championship. Me and my Achilles.
And you know he don't fuck with Draymond. Draymond talking about you can leave now if you're not re-signing. Like who does Draymond think he is? Let's talk about it. Who does Draymond think he is to try to press him
I ain't
at
gonna
the
lie
beginning
to
of the
you.
season?
What's
HNIC.
funny is that I respect Draymond for saying shit like that just because it's funny. And even though Draymond poked James Harden all in the eye, he's the real dude to the point where if he did it on purpose, he would never apologize.
Oh hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So when he approached James and said, you know, like, hey, look, I'm sorry, bro, my bad. You know, I ain't mean to do that shit. And he was like, I know.
I can't respect him. I can't respect him for speaking on another man's contract situation though.
Nah.
That. Come on, bro. Don't talk about my free agency.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, and that's your teammate.
Yeah.
But you got to think about it, too, like this. Not necessarily Draymond, but, like, this is Kyrie and LeBron. This is why they're like, dude, give me some sort of heads up.
Yeah.
Because I have a life to live, too, and we on a team together. So if you gone, bro, I keep your secret. You can trust me. But I need to know what I'm going to do, too. You know what I mean? So you kind of get it. I guarantee KD boxed him out with the one weird answer, like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, if you don't fucking tell me what's going on, because I got a life to live. You know what I'm saying? I need to figure out if I'm buying this house in L.A. because I'm going to the Lakers or some shit. You know? And then KD, and they maybe got frustrated to a point to where he just got on air and was like, look, bro, I'm like, fuck it. I'm tired of your stuff. You know? So
KD's sick of it. And I can't wait till he the fuck out.
he a beast, though, man. He going hammer time right now.
What else? We got anything else? I know that the
hold
draft took place.
The draft took place, and actually I was going to speak on something on that. Shout out to Dwayne Haskins, man, because the league done messed up. You hear me?
Hey, facts.
He got his number 7. Joe Theismann blessed him with that today. Him and his torn ACL, MCL, PCL, and ligaments, and left leg, right leg, whatever leg it was. Lawrence Taylor, shout out to you for breaking him off for a little something.
I think the Giants saved y'all though.
Say, yeah, bro.
Because Oakland Raiders were really the laughing stock for the first couple minutes after they made their pick, and then here come the Giants with Daniel Jones, and people were like, "What the fuck?"
Honest to God, truth though, initially I can understand that dude's face that has become a meme, like what the fuck. But the Raiders, we run a 4-3 most of the time, and they're the best defensive end, not outside linebacker who blitzes every time. On the board was Cleveland Farrell. I understand we tried to trade back, but we couldn't. So are we just going to draft Josh Allen, a dude that doesn't play a position that we have on our team? He was a one-year wonder, like one-hit wonder. Cleveland Farrell from his freshman year through his junior year pretty much was a stud. You know, he was the defensive MVP when they played Ohio State, and they smashed us 31-0, unfortunately. You know, he was a consensus All-American this past season. He was, I think, he had 20 sacks or some shit. So he's a solid dude. I understand, like, on everybody's board, they didn't have him that high. I don't know why. But, you know, it's a thing where you just got to go back to the tape and look at it. And another thing, too, is Clemson was regarded nationally, not necessarily regionally for us, as the best defensive line in the country, especially when Bosa went down. And he's the best of that line. So it's like, you know, it's not that bad of a pick, I don't think.
Fuck Nick Bosa. But anyways, Nationwide, you got anything else?
Nah, I'm chilling, man. You know.
Did you like y'all draft?
No, I didn't going into it because I would have loved to walk away from the draft with Dwayne Haskins and to trade back with Pittsburgh, and then we drafted a tight end. I'm like, and the thing about it, I knew going into the draft we were going to draft a tight end because Joe Flacco is our fucking quarterback.
Which one did y'all get? Font?
Yeah. So I didn't like it initially, but then in the second round, I believe we drafted an offensive lineman, and then we also end up getting Drew Lock, who we're actually looking at taking in the first round. So it's like, okay, we ended up with the quarterback that we can develop. And then I believe third round we picked Draymond Jones, so he's gonna help. We need defensive tackle help. So overall, it ended up turning into a solid draft. I don't believe it's one of those drafts that's gonna take us from being like the third in our division to first, like had New Orleans had a few years ago when they drafted
Marshawn
Lattimore, Kamara. So I don't think we had that type of draft, but overall, I think it was a solid draft. We have some players that we'd be able to develop and build with.
J. Will, that's your team. Also, what's your initial thoughts of your draft?
What Nate said.
Funny.
When I was happy with Drew Lock to pick up personally. That's my personal opinion. Because
would you have rather had Haskins at 10?
100%. 100% I would have.
And just pretty much filled in the tight end position later?
I mean, here's the thing. No, I knew if we would have picked Haskins at 10, he wasn't going to play. So I'm also a fan of Haskins as well. So, yes, I wanted him on my team, but I also wanted to see him on the field, and he wouldn't have been on the field for the Broncos.
You know the one thing that I don't like about the NFL is that they understand that Dwayne Haskins has the ability and talent to push any quarterback, I think, in the NFL for playing time.
Mm-hmm.
And teams are copping out and picking guys that aren't as good, that are going to be okay sitting the bench while this stopgap plays for 1.5 years. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
But that's just dumb to me. It's like, why wouldn't you get the best guy? You know, and if he is better than your stopgap, unfortunately, you wasted 1 year of salary, but let his ass go. Because now you got a new guy that's going to be your future for hopefully the next 10 to 15 years. So I think that's idiotic, and they do that shit often, a.k.a. the Giants and the Broncos.
But you'll have yourself in a situation to where, like, I feel like Skip Bayless and a lot of the fans dictated whether Tebow was going to play or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll have a situation to where he clearly isn't the best quarterback in the league, but he's going to get playing time and he's going to have 4 completions, but we win. So it made it look like he did it.
See, but the thing about it is that Tim Tebow and Lamar Jackson ain't much different.
Lamar can actually throw it, though.
Man, Tebow can actually throw it. As motherfucking Steelers, if he can throw
He
it.
completed one pass. Literally.
Okay, but
Slant that went 80.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I completely understand that. A slant route is not the easiest route to complete in the NFL on time. So, yeah, he got lucky maybe. But the thing about it is that sometimes being lucky is better than being good. So, yes, Lamar Jackson cannot throw the fucking ball. All right? I don't care what you're talking about. He's not a legit passing quarterback. He's a good quarterback at what he does. Getting out the pocket,
I feel
completing.
like he can throw it.
I don't know if he can better throw it than Tebow. Throw it better than Tebow.
He can better throw it. I think he has a skill set. He has a strong arm. I think he can sit in the pocket and read the defense.
Do you think he's a better passer than Tebow?
Yes, absolutely. Then Tebow, yes. Now, is he polished? Is he ready to be a Pro Bowl quarterback? No, he's not polished yet. He still has to develop. But they also have to bring in some help. Like, I don't think you can name many of his receivers. So I think they try to address that in the draft. And obviously he has to work. He has to develop his game. But, I mean, he's a dynamic player. I like everything Lamar Jackson brings to the table. And as you've seen, as soon as he stepped in, I believe they won, the last 7 of their 8 games, and he got them into the playoffs.
I definitely feel that. You know, he got him into the playoffs, but so did Tebow. You know, Tebow got them into the playoffs, and then he got his
With his legs, though.
I don't matter. So did Lamar. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that I'm not the Tebow activist. You know what I'm saying? But
hey, you be on the ledge. You'll be on the ledge for Macklemore,
hey,
Cardi B,
no, bro.
Tebow. It'd be like, damn.
What I'm saying is that I am a person of fairness, and I feel like there's a lot of people that's giving, not even a lot. There are people giving Lamar love, and I feel like Tebow got kicked out the league. I'm so happy Lamar's not getting kicked out the league right now because guys like him don't get an opportunity in the NFL often. What I mean by that is guys who aren't pocket passers like Peyton Manning and Dwayne Haskins. So, yes, I'm definitely here cheering for the Ravens when I can. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just grateful that the Redskins actually listened to Dwayne Haskins, bruh, when he tweeted and said, if you draft me, please draft one of my guys. He tagged Terry McLaurin, Johnny Dixon, all the receivers that were eligible, and his defensive players too. But they ended up drafting Terry McLaurin, one of his receivers. So I think that's going to be dope. And they actually didn't pick up the 5th-year option on Josh Dotson, the receiver from TCU that they got 4 years ago. So the Redskins about to turn up, man. Unfortunately, they still the Redskins and not the Red Hawks or some shit. But shout out to my Indians out there, Native Americans.
Red Tens.
Red Tails.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed the draft. I think one day, guys, we should make it if they keep it, bring it somewhere close. Maybe Indy.
Vegas next year.
Oh, shit. Raiders, baby. Let's go.
We go to Vegas for the draft. That'll be the only thing we don't do in Vegas.
Right.
Watch the draft.
We can watch that motherfucker on TV.
Right.
You stupid. But put down the calendar, man. If you listen to the show, you want to go, let us know. You know what I'm saying? We're going as a crew and we're going to record. 3 mics up.
Straight up. I ain't got no more.
Yeah, I don't.
Hang on, man. Real quick. Let me see something.
Motherfucking out this bitch.
Nah, you can't be out.
You was over there Millie rocking.
Right, you was tripping. I don't know what you was doing over here.
Nate is a dude that turns into a completely different person, like, depending on what's in his system. You get enough alcohol in him.
You said that like he be doing a little...
Like he do drugs.
Crack
drugs.
cocaine.
That did.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Depends on what he got in his system.
That did sound all hella bad. Didn't it? No.
It kind of did.
Whether it's beer or liquor is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh,
shout out to Lil Bruh graduating. Shit.
Shout out to Mr. Jose.
Right. Nah, but yeah, big news for Lil Bro. He is graduating college, UC. Knocked it out, got in and got out. So
4 years strong, B.
Proud of my son. I tell him everything you know.
My son.
But we're gonna turn up this weekend. Y'all got invitations out to everything, so I'll let y'all know.
He said, I ain't gonna tell the world. I ain't gonna tell the world to pull up on me.
Right.
But shout out to that clown ass motherfucker from the school up north, Karan Hagden, who decided to sit out the Peach Bowl to increase his draft stock, but his ass got passed 254 times, and he's sitting there as an undrafted free agent. You bum, you fucking bum.
Who did he think he was?
I don't know who he thought he was and what he thought he was doing. Like, come on, bro. You didn't have a good game against us, and then you gonna sit out the Peach Bowl?
Yeah, he was fooling like
that. Just mean his dad was probably in his ear, like, son, you the next one.
Like, it's only certain players that's able to do that. Like, you have to be the elite of the fucking elite, meaning you're going in the top 5, top 10. Like, if you're not one of those players, your ass need to be playing.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, well, it is what it is. But as always, I thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure that y'all leave feedback, rate, and review. This is Johnny Whelp signing out.
Yo, this is Nationwide Nate, and I'm out this bitch.
It's Cartier Gang, man. If I go live again, I need all 1,600 of you motherfuckers to watch. All right? You hear me? So do that. But I got a word of advice for you, man. If your boss makes $1 and you make a dime, you better shit on company time. Turn up!
Nah, I know perfect timing feels like I'm too late. And I know I'm still great in spite of my mistakes. You know it's authentic every rhyme I say. My only regret is I made niggas wait. See, ain't too many like us, we like Venice bait. And
I don't fuck with busters, I can't integrate. Grew up with these killers in my living space. Lot of niggas folded through them village days. Citywide gang injunction, police raids. LA Times rolling 60s made the